from CoreyKnott.com. I'm here with Christian Kane. Evidently, your biography they gave me said certified badass.
Well, listen, man, it's all smoke and mirrors. You know what I mean?
And from the Leverage and the Librarians, can you tell me about the transition from that? How quick did that happen since you went from with the same producer and all that?
Well, it was a tough gig, man. To be honest with you, I was actually promoting a film called 50 to 1 that I did with my dear friend Skeet Ulrich, and we were in a bus traveling the nation, really supporting the film. And I got the call, and Dean Devlin, my boss, said, "Listen, we got a new show." And I was like, "All right." And I sort of knew a little bit about it. He goes, "We're going to cut your hair," and I'm like, "All right." And then he goes, "And you're not going to be able to fight." And I go, "Oh my," So it was kind of a weird transition because I was in love with Leverage. I love that character. I love the show. I love the family that I worked with. And so to transition over to another family, you have to do it. But for some reason, I'm one of those guys that keeps a hold of what's dear to him. And Timothy Hutton and Gina Bellman and Aldous Hodge and Beth Reescraft, those are all my family. So to go to another family was going to be a tough move. But it transitioned very well. Lindy Booth and John Kim and Rebecca Romaine. And me and Rebecca Romaine had just got done playing brother and sister on a show called King and Maxwell. So we knew each other. We had just worked together, and now we're working together again. So it was a fun thing. And, of course, Noah Wiley at the helm, who kicked it off and really broke down all the doors and stuff like that and paved the road with the Librarian, the movies. 10 years he did three movies. It was a great position to be in, and it's always such a great call to receive when your boss says, "Hey, we want you for a role like this," and we want you to do it. And they wrote it. John Rogers wrote it for me, and I'm very fortunate. I'm just lucky. It's like winning the lottery 5 times for me now, so I'm just happy.
All right, and going from Leverage, which is kind of an action thriller type show, to the Librarian, which you got sci-fi there, and sci-fi fans are just hardcore. Have you experienced any of them yet?
These are my people. I mean, I literally this is as Hardison used to say, age of the geek, baby. But you have to remember, I was on Angel for 5 years with my good friend James Marsters, and who's here tonight. And it's this is how I grew up. I grew up in this genre. I don't really know another genre than this, because even Leverage tended. It lent itself to being in this genre. I don't know how it did, probably because of Aldous Hodge with playing Hardison, but we still did conventions, we still met people, and now the Librarians with the magic and the Indiana Jones type aspect of it, stuff like that. I don't know any other genre, to be honest with you. I've never even been a part of anything else. I've never done a cop show. I've never done a law show. I was a lawyer, but I had an evil hand and I was fighting vampires, and so this is my genre. These are my people, man. I'm just telling you, man. I mean, the certified badass thing, I don't know where you got that, but that's awesome. I love it. But I'm a geek like everybody else, man. I'm telling you right now, I'm level 61 on Fallout, and I played Red Dead Redemption that was my favorite game of all time. But I'm a Fallout freak. I just I did Skyrim, all that stuff. I'm right there with the best of them, man. I'm a comic book junkie. It's just how it is.
Oh, so you're a gamer. Have you played the new Star Wars game yet?
I haven't played the new Star Wars game, but I heard that this weekend while I'm here that they're definitely going to make me play. So I've heard great stuff about it, but you have to understand something. I waited for a long time. Me and my boss, John Rogers, he created Leverage and wrote the Librarians and stuff like that. He's a big gamer, and me and him have a Fallout fetish. And so when Fallout came out, I'm all about Fallout right now, and it made me mad because I really wanted to play Battlefront, but I'm getting ready to play it. I just have to finish Fallout. I'm one of those guys. I'm so immersed in it that I have to finish a game before I start another one.
So Kathleen Kennedy and J.J. Abrams give you a call. No. Do you drop everything to be in Star Wars Episode 8?
Absolutely, 100%. I met with JJ when he was. I went in for a role for a singer type guy. I had to bring my guitar in for Alias, and so he's come so far, and God bless him. He wouldn't remember me but if he. Oh, I drop everything. If he said I'm going to be in the next Star Wars, I drop everything. Yeah, whatever he wants, man. I don't care if it was just playing a gas station attendant to juice up the Millennium Falcon. I'm doing it.
you've had a lot of experience. You've worked on a lot of different shows. You played young Robert Duvall.
I did.
Did you get to meet Mr. Duvall?
Oh, I worked very closely with Robert. And this is something this is actually a good thing to bring up. I did Secondhand Lions, which is the movie, and I played him as a younger guy. So it was two movies going on at the same time. It was 1960 and 1914, and I played the younger Robert Duvall. And I remember this. We went to the premiere of the movie, and I'd hung out with Robert, and we talked about barbecue. He's such a great guy. And then he left because now we start filming my side of the film. So he was already gone when we filmed all this stuff. And I remember walking up to him and talking to him at the premiere, and he was talking with another gentleman, and I said, and I just reached over and finally I just said, Bobby, I wanted to say thank you for the opportunity to play you. And he picked me up and he was like, well, I'll tell you, and that's the best award I'll ever get. You can keep the Academy Awards, you can keep the Grammys, all that stuff. That was the best award. Robert Duvall was proud that I played him and the way that I did play him, and I thought I'll never be able to beat that. I mean, you could put that on my tombstone, you know what I mean?
So you've worked across so many different genres. You've been an icon in different respects. Is there something you enjoy more or less? Is there a show that you were on right now that you miss?
Well, when you do a show like Angel for 5 years, you're going to miss it because it becomes your family. And when you definitely do a show like Leverage, I miss that show every day. I mean, that was my family. We were placed here in Portland. Nothing was filming in Portland, only us at the time. Portlandia wasn't here. Grimm wasn't here. And so I miss that. If you do a role that you love, you're always going to miss it. When The Librarians is over with, I'll miss The Librarians. But it's just, there's other roles that I've done that I don't miss at all. I'm glad they're gone. But these things are just, this is, you always miss it. And of course, there's always going to be a special place in my heart for Elliot Spencer on Leverage, just because when you come to Los Angeles, you want to do some different things. You want to play Robert Duvall. I get to be Indiana Jones now, but that guy was like Jason Bourne and Jean Reno's The Professional all rolled into one, and I just love that role, and I put so much work and, 13, 10, freaking, I got stitched up a lot on that show from doing my own fights. I got sent to the hospital like twice a year, and there's something to be said about that, you know what I mean? Like, the scars on my face actually remind me of what a great time that was in my life.
So do you have anything currently in development that you want people to know about?
I just did a film called Terror of Halloween with the great Todd Tucker, who directed. He did Jim Caviezel's like life-size body on the cross. It's in his studio, and it's really disturbing. It breathes and it does all that. And then he picked up the Benjamin Button baby and showed me he does animatronics, and we've gone so far away from it now that we're just doing all CGI. And so to work with somebody like that and have a movie that's going to be scary, but still, it's animatronics. It's actually you're looking at the real thing. You're acting with the real thing, and I think I'm gonna be pretty proud of that. And then I just did a Christmas film with Michael Landon Jr., Michael Landon's son, and that's a good thing with the very talented Marley Shelton, who's been a dear friend of mine for years. That's a feel-good film, and I get to play a good guy. So I love playing the bad guy, but I get to play a good guy in this situation. And then I'm doing another film in Sacramento coming up called Junkie, which is based on a true story. And I'm excited about that. But we go back in April to do the third season of The Librarians, and so the Lord has blessed me, man. I'm very fortunate. I mean, for the little 14-year-old kid that got down on his hands and knees and prayed that all this stuff was happening to him. I mean, don't make no mistake. I still run with the devil just a little bit, but I'm having the time of my life, man. I've been blessed, and so it's really nice.
Now you're at a con, super nerds out there, a bunch of people who play video games, a bunch of stuff out there. Is there anything particular that you love, that you enjoy, like Star Wars or Star Trek or comic books or anything like that?
Well, I'm a Star Trek fan just because, Jonathan Frakes directs a lot of our episodes and has on Leverage, and this year he'll be a consultant, and when he's directing, it's unbelievable. That's number one for most people that don't know that. Jonathan Frakes, Lieutenant Riker. And then I'm doing Junkie. The film I'm doing is being directed by the great Tim Russ on Star Trek Voyager, I think. And then I don't know if that's correct or not. I know it's one of them. But I'm a Star Trek fan. And William Shatner is a friend of mine. He calls me the Axeman. And it's so much fun. I mean, he started a fight with me on Twitter, so, you know, and it's just, so I'm always going to be a Star Trek fan just because I feel like Gene Roddenberry really got everything out there. I'm a huge Star Wars fan just because when I was growing up, I mean, that was the end-all, be-all. You waited for those films to come out, you know? It was kind of like Lord of the Rings was unbelievable, but they came out so fast, it was like we didn't have time. I mean, not to most people, but I could have waited 4 years for the next Lord of the Rings to come out, you know? I mean, it was like, but Star Wars was like that. You had to wait so long for another episode to come out, and I love that. And I'm a big fan of that. I got to be honest with you, I didn't want to be just because of. I'm not going to get into that, but when Joss Whedon did The Avengers, of course, that's my old boss from Angel, I just fell in love with it, man. I think they're doing such a great job with that kind of stuff now, and I'm a fan of it. I got to be honest with you. Yeah.
What Marvel is doing on TV is just amazing. Daredevil, Jessica Jones.
Yeah. That's Daredevil's like it's unbelievable. Yeah, no, Marvel's doing a really great job, and then I really feel like DC's. I don't know about Ben Affleck being freaking Batman, but we'll see how that whole thing works out. But I'm a big Christian Bale fan as Batman just because I thought he did an unbelievable job, and I really don't think that there's another role that Heath Ledger could have done. No, there's nobody in the world that could have done a better job than Heath Ledger as the Joker. I mean, it's a timeless performance, and that'll go down as something big in history for us.
One of the biggest movies I've ever seen, and just his performance was just magical when you think about it. Like he hit every single stride in that movie, and it really is hard to. Like, I don't know what their plans were, but that third movie there seemed like something was a little bit missing from it. But is there anything else you want people to know about? Like, is there a particular website and anything you want people to see?
No, yeah, go on. If you want to hang out with me, go on my Twitter site, which is ChristianKane01. At ChristianKane01. I tweet about the show and stuff like that, and I tweet about stuff. I don't tell people that I'm on the corner eating a hot dog or this yogurt place is the best I've ever seen, or check out my cat. You know what I mean? Yeah, not to take anything away from Will Wheaton, but who's a dear friend of mine. We play Chaos on Leverage. But if you want to know what's going on with me, that's where I keep it. I don't tweet a lot, but I love to keep people informed of what's going on. I tweet the important stuff, Yeah.
Well, I tweet about my cat every single day.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with that. When I had two cats for a while, they were feral cats, and I loved them to death. I just had they're not there anymore, and but still, I mean, I understand. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time, man. Really appreciate it. And can't wait for the third season of Librarians.
Man, I can't wait either, man. It's going to be a good time. I appreciate you guys' time. Thank you.